Good morning. Today in England and Wales, more than 1,000 prisoners are expected to be released under the UK government's early release scheme, having served only 40% of their sentences. Back in September, over 1,750 prisoners were freed and some reoffended just 48 hours after their release, with 37 mistakenly set free. The main difference between today's release and last month's is that the prisoners being released today have sentences of more than 5 years. In other words, these are the most serious offenders. So let's find out who's been released and hear their story. Let's go.
Yeah, 10 and 5, yeah. All right, Mum? Talk about.
Yeah, what were you in for?
Robbery, or this one, common assault.
Right, how many times have you been in prison?
Loads of times.
Yeah?
Loads of times.
How long did you serve?
I done a 3-month sentence, then I got out, and then I got recalled.
Right.
Yeah, so I just done 2 weeks back on recall.
Sure. What did you do to get recalled?
Didn't go to an appointment, probation.
Sure.
But that was common assault.
Yeah.
My last sentence was 15 years, that was for robbery. Last sentence for that was 9 years, that was for robbery. Last sentence for that was 4 years, that was for robbery. Sentence for that was 18 months. And I could just go on and on. I've done so much time.
Right. Now that you're out, how can you prevent going back in?
Getting off heroin and crack.
Yeah. Is there enough support in prisons, for drug users to get support whilst they're there?
There is support, but look, they've just let me out with no money. They just let me out with no money.
Yeah.
Like my mum sent me £20. I got £20 on me, but that's just to get some food.
Are you part of the early release scheme or?
Nah. I just done 2 weeks recall.
Sure. So do you feel like getting people out of prison is just increasing the homeless population in the UK, or?
Not increasing, they should be letting people out early because the prisons are overcrowded and the conditions are terrible.
As of September 2024, the prison population in England and Wales stood at 86,526, close to the maximum operational capacity of 89,412. These figures are projected to rise to anywhere between 95,000 and 115,000 by 2028. The current level of overcrowding has led to the government to introduce an early release scheme, although the current Prime Minister initially opposed it.
Does the Prime Minister think that his decision to let prisoners out 70 days early makes our country more secure? Yeah.
Wandsworth is London's largest prison, and an inspection report this year found the facility to be dangerously overcrowded and infested with vermin. What are you seeing in there? What are the conditions like?
My one was, Wandsworth's a good prison, but at the moment I was in a cell where it was leaking and the water was coming through from upstairs, and I tried to tell them. Anyway, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Jail's jail. I don't expect to be treated like a king. I'm in prison, I'm being punished. Can I get a fag, please? Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah. What are your plans now?
Well, I've got a cigar, see probation, stick to my licence. Can't keep it, could I?
That's my only one, sorry. Actually, no, go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can do to see a probation officer.
See probation officer and go from there.
Yeah, what are the kind of what's on your licence? You have to just don't do drugs, stuff like that?
Yeah, I go with my friend here, Harry. I've got to go, I've got to go probation, it's part of licence. And then I see them and then I'm on the street.
Yeah.
Harry, they ain't helped us to know where to live, have they?
No.
Me and him are on the street, me and Harry.
Yeah.
So we'll be back for Christmas. We're used to it, Gov. It's not all bad, is it?
Yeah,
is it better in prison than compared to on the streets, or?
No, of course it ain't. But you get, look,
you get 3 meals a day, you still get a TV, you still get all your shit.
Yeah.
But, apart from that.
What it is, it's boredom. That's really what it is. People self-harm, people do all sorts of, don't know, Harry, when they're bored, it can cause all sorts of, that's why it's fighting all the time and, because of the boredom.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people are banged up 24/7. There's not enough jobs in there, really. I mean, they're trying, they've got jobs, but there's not enough. Yeah, they're understaffed.
This year alone, HMP Wandsworth has already seen 7 self-inflicted deaths. Reports show that a lot of prisoners are stuck in their cells for up to 22 hours a day with nothing to do. Staffing is at only 50% of what it should be, and many are inexperienced. And to top it off, a video recently surfaced showing a prison guard romping an inmate. It makes you question the severity of the prison crisis. HMP Wandsworth is actually a Category B prison, meaning some of the prisoners in here have committed some serious offences, and has gained quite a bad reputation over the years. Just last year, Daniel Khalif escaped from these very walls, which has made people question how secure is this prison. But one thing I know is secure is Proton VPN. It's trusted by over 100 million users and protects your privacy by changing your IP address, so no one can track you, not even two-tier Kia. With over 6,500 servers in more than 110 countries, you can access content from around the world even when websites are blocked. It's also the fastest VPN for Western countries and comes with unlimited bandwidth, so you don't have to worry about data limits when you're gaming or streaming. Proton VPN also comes with NetShield, which blocks those annoying pop-up ads and protects you from online hackers, keeping you safe whilst you browse. I personally use it on my phone and it's been great for avoiding targeted ads and accessing content at top speeds. If you want to stay safe online and support the channel, download Proton VPN today, links in the description or pin comment to get 64% off the VPN Plus plan. Or if you want to try it out, they also have a free version at absolutely no cost. Back to the video. Okay, so as you can see now, the crowds are starting to gather. More and more people and families are coming here, waiting outside the prison for the first batch that are meant to be coming out. I was told they're meant to be here from 9 AM to 9 PM, so it gives you an idea of how many prisoners are actually going to get released today.
Gotta get to probation, bro.
I'll give you a quick one. Yeah. So how long were you in for?
Short time still. I served half of 9 months.
Okay, and what are your thoughts on the early release scheme? I mean, people coming out, 40% of their service.
Much difference. If someone with a year sentence is only going to get 3 weeks taken off their sentence, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's 20 days.
And what are the conditions like in there? They're saying that Wandsworth is one of the most overcrowded prisons.
Conditions are banging. There's nothing wrong with the situation in there. It's down to the prisoner. If you don't want to clean your cell and look after your cell, then that's your own responsibility.
Yeah.
You can't blame the establishment for you not cleaning your cell, you not looking after yourself, you not making sure you feed yourself. That's not the establishment's fault. That's you as an individual's responsibility. You're provided meals every day. You're provided cleaning equipment. Use it.
Yeah, and what were you in for?
Nothing major, just money-orientated crimes. Nothing major.
Sure, and what support now that you're out do you get now that you're...
That's the question. It's not, you guys don't need to be making a big deal about what's going on in there. It's about what happens when we're released. What support are we given? What's given to us, and what is actually going to benefit the individual to stay out of prison?
Exactly, yeah, because, I mean, as much as you release them, I mean, what are the chances of people coming back in? I mean,
that's right.
Yeah.
And the chances right now are very great, as sad as it is to say, but there's not enough being invested in us as individuals to give us the right opportunities in order to make a difference for ourselves and our journey.
Right, was this your first time in prison?
Sadly, no, but hopefully it's my last.
Yeah, and what are you going to do now?
Make a living.
Yeah.
Make a living.
All right, enjoy yourself, man. All right, take care. Out of all the prisoners that are released, there's a 25% chance that they'll re-offend. It's believed some of the reasons why prisons are so full is that today people are given longer sentences, as well as the summer riots putting a strain on prisons. Crime has generally decreased over the past 10 years. However, crimes such as theft, fraud and violence have all increased in 2024. The simple answer would be to build more prisons. However, what if we don't? Should we be looking at alternative punishments to reduce the crisis? He's there for money-related issues. Apparently, the people coming out today, they're not convicted of sexual assaults, violence. I think another one was like terrorism as well. So you won't be hearing those sorts of crimes, but as they're coming out, we'll speak to the people coming out of Wandsworth prison. As we waited for more prisoners to get released, it was difficult to speak to everyone on camera. Do you mind saying a few words? However, we did manage to speak to a local who had this to say on the early release scheme.
Yeah, last time I came out here, people were just partying. The champagne, it was like fireworks before, such a celebration. So now it's just another failure of the government that they're letting people out who basically, I mean, they know that they can get away with it. Once they've gone out and they've stepped out, they know that they've gotten away with it. And if we had community spirit, we would have, it wouldn't be a thing to be called a snitch when you call the police for somebody who's ruining the whole environment. And you would get the people who actually deserve to be in prison in there, you know, who are repeat offenders or people doing really violent crimes and stuff like that. But you shouldn't just let everybody out because it's overspilled. Otherwise, they say, you know what, it's a free-for-all. And you know what, people, you can, shoplift up to £200 now if you're broke. So it's like Black Friday times 2 now.
Public safety has surely got to be put first, and it raises the question, how protected are the public? 37 were mistakenly released in September, and one of them, Amari Ward, breached his restraining order just hours after being let out. The one side we didn't get to hear from are the victims. How must local businesses and individuals feel knowing their perpetrators are now free to walk the streets? A man was later released for serving time for money laundering and was reportedly connected to the Kuwait royal family.
That's their uncle, no, my uncle and their father.
Nice. How do you feel?
Very good.
How do you feel? How do you feel? Come here. How do you feel?
I feel good. We're gonna go hug your uncle.
What are you guys going to do now?
Probably spend time with my father and his uncle, you know, get some family bonding time. It's been a lot of years.
He later drove off in his Lamborghini Urus, showing the other side of the prison release. I've been here the majority of the day and we didn't actually see that many prisoners come out. I'd count less than 10 that actually came out of here, which makes you question how overcrowded this prison is, or how dangerous are the prisoners that they have to stay in there longer. But tomorrow we're going to go to a Category C prison. Let's see what that's all about. Good morning guys, I made it to Five Wells prison. This is a Category C prison and they're ranked from A to C. So this is one of the less dangerous ones, if you want to call it that. Here they focus more on rehabilitating the prisoners and get them ready for coming out into the public. But just here in front of me, you'll be able to see it as we get closer. It's a much more modern prison and I'm sure millions and millions of pounds went into building it. A lot different from Wandsworth, what we saw yesterday. I know one guy who's going to be coming out today, so at least we'll be able to speak to one person and just get his point of view from a Category C prison, just to give you a different perspective. But we're going to hang around for a bit and wait till he comes out. Okay, so this gives you an idea how big Five Wells prison is. These are one of the newer prisons that they have here. I think these must be all the rooms where all the prisoners are staying over these fences. Don't know how much you can see it. But we're only a mile away from the town centre, so you can imagine if someone actually escapes this prison, how easy it would be just to like hide in society. That's why they need such big fencing here as well. Yeah, just give you an idea how big this prison is. Bloody hell. Have a look. Yeah, what were you in for?
Firearms.
Yeah?
Yeah, possession of firearms.
Right. How long did you get?
I got 6, do 3. But I ended up doing 2 because of the 40% and the 6 months HDC.
Right. Do you think your sentence was fair, 6 years?
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. I ain't complaining.
Right, and this is meant to be like Category C, one of the newer jails. What is it like in there?
I'm not gonna lie, it's more like a Category B. You get searched on and off your landing, you get searched when you're coming off the wing. Yeah, the regime's not too bad. But yeah. I'd say it's more like a Cat B, to be fair.
Right, and do you share a cell? Like, is there enough space in these cells?
I'm high risk in it, so I'm single, bang up anywhere I go.
Sure. And what support do you get, like, on coming out? Like, do you have somewhere to go to live, or like
they offer you
work
support.
to go to?
They offer you support. I'd rather not go to an AP, so I opted out of it. But
Sure.
for people that's going to be released homeless, there's avenues to get accommodation. They help you with universal credit, stuff like that.
Right. And are you on like license now? Do you have like conditions you have to?
Yeah, I'm on license for 4 years.
Okay.
And basically it's like the usual. I ain't got nothing too crazy. I just got to register my phone with my probation, let them know what car I'm driving,
Yeah.
etc. and don't commit no crime.
Yeah. What have you got to say for Keir Starmer?
Vote Labour, man. I know. Yeah. You're giving me all these things in my hand, bro.
Mate, let's start, bro.
Yo.
Yes, stop right now.
Yo.
Let's start right
Put that one down now.
Let's get these cameras off now. It's big boy time now, Wes. Big boy time.
Alright, gonna have a drink. Celebration.
They wasted $30.
Meeting with the prisoners as they came out, it was clear that many felt they'd been given another chance at life. While they may not have much to their name upon release, the sense of freedom was more than enough for most. Alright, see you later, guys.
Let's do this.
And off he goes. Okay, so that was one of the prisoners who came out of Five Wells. one of the prisoners who's finally free and part of the early release scheme here in England. He got 6 years, served 3, apparently for possession of a firearm. I tried to speak to some other people, but they didn't want to be on camera. But I got a letter from one of the prisoners who came out, so I'm going to have a read of it and see what it says. Okay, a lot of the prisoners didn't actually want to be on camera, but I've been handed a letter by one of the people who came out, one of the prisoners, and he said that this prison is actually 75% sex offenders and paedophiles in this prison in HMP 5 Wells. Apparently it didn't actually used to be like that, and this person was actually in there for drug offences, and he had to share a room with sex offenders basically coming into this prison. I'll put his letter on the screen, but he just handed it to me now and he didn't want to be on camera. But yeah, these are the types of criminals they're not letting out on the early release scheme. Wow. Later I read the prisoner's letter in more detail, where he argues sex offenders within the system are receiving preferential treatment. He was in there for a drug-related offence but had to share a cell with an ex-police detective sergeant who had committed horrendous sex offences, serving 18 years. Refusing to share a cell resulted in being placed in a cell with none of the original benefits, such as a TV. Some of the things I found shocking reading the letter was their allocated jobs in the printing shop in 5 Wells, where sex offenders are able to see inmates' family photos, including images of children. They're also not allowed to use certain words to these people, or you're immediately sent to a jail called HMP Park, nearly 300 miles away. They're also given gym sessions purely for sex offenders. The list goes on. These disparities raise serious questions about fairness and justice. From overcrowding and understaffing to reoffending rates, the UK prison system faces a long list of challenges. While the early release scheme offers a temporary solution, only time will tell its impact. Was it worth releasing a couple thousand out, only to eventually see these cells refilled? Let me know, what do you think?